There is hardly a moment when a man is not encountering with some bird of whatever species at whatever point of time and at whatever place in this world. Caught in their versatile activities like flying, hovering, resting in couple high above on tree boughs, waiting at vantage points to swoop down on prey, bathing and playing around in groups at wetlands, birds have an inherent place of interest in human mind. There are too few of us who wouldn't appreciate the natural beauty of birds in the wilderness, and it doesn't matter how common or uncommon a bird may be. A bird-loving human will tirelessly find it interesting, closely observe, click pictures, shoot videos of bird activities for hours. I am one of those crazy bird lovers who would fantasize growing wings like them and take off the ground so I can bring to reality my wildest dreams. Welcome to the world of common birds.
Well, no birds at this moment because it's already dusk hour and it's 5:35 p.m. now. The birds are going back to their shelter. But anyway, welcome back to a brand new episode of Common Birds. Back with a brand new episode of Common Birds. But the difference is, in this video, I'm not going to show you a particular bird only, unlike the previous episodes. So in this video, I'm going to show you different birds, all in one video. Okay, common ones, common birds. So one by one, I'm going to show you those different birds. Keep watching and I hope it entertains you. So friends, I hope you will like this video, and if you do like this video, don't forget to hit the like button because it doesn't cost you anything. Okay, so if you wish, please do subscribe to the channel to let it grow. Thank you. Let's get going. Come on.
Oriental Magpie Robin. If you have heard this beautiful and sweetly refreshing tweets, chirps and whistling tunes in your neighborhood, be sure it's an Oriental Magpie Robin present somewhere very near you. best singing birds found in the city environment where singing birds are a scarcity. It is usually found singing from the topmost boughs of garden trees very early in the morning like dawn hours, and then again at dusk hour just before its dark evening. The species is generally distributed across the Indian subcontinent, and it typically avoids dense forest and open plains. It avoids both extremes and likes the in-between of an urban garden with sunshine and shade. In the state of West Bengal, the bird is popularly known as Doel in Bengali. They eat insects such as grasshoppers, crickets, ants, beetles, insect larvae, etc. Their breeding season lasts from end of March till end of July, and the nest is neatly placed in holes in tree trunks, in gaps in walls, and sometimes on the roofs of houses. The Oriental Magpie Robin is a medium-sized passerine bird with a broad white wing bar running from the shoulder to the tip of the wing and a long tail with white outer tail feathers. Males exhibit an overall black plumage, while the females are a bit grayish-brown. The common feature for both sexes include the white wing bar, brown iris, a black beak, and dark legs. The best way of spotting this bird is its distinctive tail movement. The bird lifts its tail very high over the back, then frequently lower or expand it into a fan, then close and jerk it up again over the back. Another interesting thing to note about their sweet singing style is that they make a unique tune each time they initiate a call and then keep repeating the same tune for quite some time. Next time when the bird comes up with another tune, it sticks to that new tune again for quite some time.
There, it's gone. Such an amazing sweet call. Sweet call.
The magpie robin often comes down to ground in search of food, etc. As you can see, this female one hops around in our lawn. White-throated kingfisher. You know what? Spotting beautiful birds is a matter of luck and a whole lot of excitement. It's as much exciting as spotting a rainbow in the sky. But for most of city dwellers like me, it's not possible to find a wide variety of birds here. Obviously, thus, you can understand the level of excitement if you suddenly spot a very colorful bird sitting elsewhere in urban neighborhood. Well, I'm talking about white-throated kingfisher now, which has a great combo of amazing colors. Birds like these are indeed amazing creations of God. There are roughly 90 species of kingfishers, out of which 12 are found in India and 8 are found in South India and in Karnataka. The white-throated kingfisher, also known as the white-breasted kingfisher, is a tree kingfisher, widely distributed in Asia from Sinai east through the Indian subcontinent to the Philippines. This kingfisher is a resident over much of its range, although some populations may take short-distance movements. This particular species of kingfisher is an absolutely different variant from other species of kingfishers that are described purely as water birds, living chiefly on fish around water bodies, marshlands, etc. They rarely dive into water for fish, but feed voraciously on insects, reptiles, rodents, amphibians, etc. They usually swoop down on prey from elevated perches like electric poles, cables, walls, etc. In certain occasions, this kingfisher is also found to hunt smaller birds like common tailor bird, sparrow, etc. While the bird can be found in our backyards, it is often found on riverbanks, wetlands, paddy fields, open jungles, dry cultivation zones, and in gardens. Near the water, it occasionally dives for fish, but mostly uses its hunting skills for frogs, tadpoles, and water insects. Amidst hustle and bustle of the city, you may hear a jarring, incessant drill, the of the white-throated kingfisher. Long associated with peace and calm, the bird, also known as the white-breasted kingfisher, is as serene and beautiful to look at as its reputation suggests. It belongs to the genus Halcyon, which according to legend is a mythical bird which nests on the sea and is loved by the gods. It calms the waves as it breathes, bringing in halcyon or peaceful days. The white-throated kingfisher is easily identifiable because of its electric bluish-green tinged back and upper wings. It is large-headed, predominantly chestnut-brown with a long, heavy and pointed dark, dull red bill and a conspicuous white throat extending across the breast. The males and females are identical. In the face of extreme fragmentation of habitat, this bird is known to adapt well. It is widely distributed over the Indian subcontinent, Southeast Asia, and certain parts of the Gulf. The breeding season lasts from March to July, and 2 to 7 eggs are laid in small tunnels, mud banks of rivers, sewers, and sometimes in decaying trees. As responsible parents, they make multiple trips to feed the young. Flameback woodpecker. The black-rumped flameback, also known as lesser golden-backed woodpecker, is a woodpecker found widely distributed in Indian subcontinent. It is one of the few woodpeckers that are seen in urban areas. has a characteristic rattling whining call, the black-rumped flameback is a widespread and common resident breeder in much of South Asia. It is found mainly on the plains going up to an elevation of about 1200 meters in Pakistan, India, south of Himalayas and east till the western Assam Valley and Meghalaya, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. It is associated with open forest and cultivation. They are often seen in urban areas with wooded avenues. The black-rumped flameback is a large species at 26 to 29 cm in length. It has a typical woodpecker shape and the golden yellow wing coverts are distinctive. The rump is black, the underparts are white with dark chevron markings. The black throat, finely marked with white, immediately separates it from other golden-backed woodpeckers in the Indian region. The head is whitish with a black nape and throat, and there is a greyish eye patch. Like other woodpeckers, this species has a straight pointed bill, a stiff tail to provide support against tree trunks, and zygodactyl feet with 2 toes pointing forward and 2 backward. The long tongue can be darted forward to capture insects. The adult male black-rumped flameback has a red crown and crest. Females have a black forecrown spotted with white with red only on the rear crest. They feed on insects, mainly beetle larvae from under the bark, visit termite mounds and sometimes feed on nectar. As they make hopping movements around branches, they often conceal themselves from potential predators. They adapt well in human-modified habitats, making use of artificial constructions, fallen fruits, and even food scraps. The breeding season varies with weather and it's between February and July. White or pied wagtails. In the days of approaching winter in India, look what I found in the city of Kolkata. A large flock of pied wagtail birds that have migrated from distant Europe. Probably you too might have spotted them in Rajarhat area if you are a resident of Kolkata. The pied wagtail is almost an exclusively British bird. Some pied wagtails also nest on the adjoining coasts of France and Holland. Though pied wagtails are resident in Britain, they don't like cold weather. In severe winters, large numbers will join together and roost communally in towns. The pied or white wagtails are the most widespread breeding birds in Europe, breeding everywhere from Iceland and Arctic Norway south. They also migrate considerable distances like in Asian countries. That's how I find them here in India. The pied wagtail is a delightful small, long-tailed and rather sprightly black and white bird. It's a black and white bird with a white face, white belly and white bars on the wings. When not standing and frantically wagging its tail up and down, it can be seen dashing about over lawns or car parks in search of food. The pied wagtail is a familiar bird across town and countryside. Its black and white markings and long wagging tail make it easy to identify as it hops across the road or lawn. It frequently calls when it's undulating flight, and it often gathers at dusk to form large roosts in the city centers. usually seen in pairs or small groups near open water. They call often, especially in the mornings, and are active like most other wagtails. They will perch on the ground as well as on wires or on buildings. The song is long and loud with many different notes. The usual call is a wheezy, wheezy, wheech, wheezy, wheech. They can fly fairly rapidly for long distances, and they fly with a bounding, dipping and rising flight pattern and have been recorded to travel at the speed of about 40 kilometers per hour. Pied wagtails eat insects but will feed on seeds and even rubbish in winter. They flock together at warm roost sites like reed beds and sewage works, or trees and bushes in city centers. It is one of the few wagtails that has adapted well to urban habitats and is often found perched on overhead water storages in residential buildings. They are usually found in grassland, freshwater farmland, coastal wetlands, towns and gardens. In its breeding habitat and when feeding, pied wagtails will typically walk through very short vegetation such as a grazed field in order to disturb insects and then either catch them on the ground or quickly fly up to catch them as the insect tries to make a getaway. It's been suggested that the constantly wagging tail might be a tool the birds use as they move forward to help disturb insects. Although they usually live life in the fast lane, the maximum recorded age for a pied wagtail is 11 years and 3 months.